It's unfortunate, and I'm going to acknowledge it. Personally, I do not believe in conjugal visits in prison. I do not believe in conjugal visits in prison. And if you've done time and you get out, you have a right to a private life. If you are incarcerated, I do not believe that there should be a time or allowance made for you to engage in sexual activity. I also believe that if a prison guard or another prisoner attempts to try to assert some sort of power and compel you to engage in some sort of sexual activity, that it should be treated as sexual assault. And that person should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, regardless of whether or not they're in the prison administration, regardless of whether or not they're a prison guard, or regardless of whether or not they're another prisoner. These are very important matters. It's also a very important matter to know that I understand, as I do, that my work and my life has been involved in weapons development, and sometimes those weapons get into the hands of the wrong people. And when those people get them, they abuse them. They commit crime. I am well aware of the implications of the allegations regarding the assassination of somebody that was involved in inspection of the Iranian nuclear program. The allegations were that this person was engaged in some sort of vehicular activity and was using a weapon. I believe they called it some form of gun. They drove by and pointed the gun at someone and shot them. It's a serious crime, especially if you're talking about somebody that's involved with inspection of nuclear facilities. I would say I want that woman arrested. I would say I want whoever put her up to that arrested. I would say that I want whoever it is that's attempting to sabotage the entryways coming in and out of here arrested, as well as whoever it was last week that had that generator going right when they were coming up with those energy matters in another state, because that's interstate. I would say I want them arrested. And when they're arrested and put under arrest, I want them to understand it would be a crime for them to try to engage in any sort of conjugal visitation project. If, on the other hand, anybody tried to coerce them into performing any sort of sexual activity, it would be considered sexual assault. I really wish you would have been more respectful of my French.